I welcome each and every one of you to this all levels yoga class. Comeback Yoga is a nonprofit organization. We're based out of Denver, Colorado. We serve veterans, active duty military, and your support team. We are along the Front Range of Colorado with in person classes, but we're also here on the YouTube channel 24 hours a day. I invite you to grab an exercise mat. Maybe you'd like to have a yoga block and maybe a blanket or a cushion. I happen to be sitting on one. We're going to get started here, and we'll be here for about 45 minutes. And the first 10 minutes or so is really warming up. And then about 20 minutes of that, we're going to be, or 20 minutes beyond that first 10-minute warm up, we'll be doing some just generic yoga poses, sun salutation, and some one balance pose. So you might get yourself near a wall or a piece of furniture that's sturdy. You can also use a yoga block. And then we're going to be coming down to the ground for just about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes for some stretching, and then our final relaxation meditation. So get familiar with your own surroundings, making sure that you feel secure, as I will invite you to close your eyes and just, be sure that you feel like you're in a secure location. So getting familiar with my space here, I've got my floor plants over here. I've got the screen behind me, and then I've got this plant on a stand. And I'll be referring towards you as the front, so the screen, right? And then the back or away, it's going to be the divider. All right. And then the plants, the plant on a stand and the plant on the floor. All right. So, unless you have any questions, we're going to go ahead and get started. I do encourage you to, with this all levels class, you may have a lot of experience and you may want to make things harder for yourself. You may want to make things a little less challenging, just depending on where you are. But it's a body based practice where we really go in and we start to understand the workings of our body and how it feels in our body to do certain poses. And remember, there really is no right or wrong to how any of the poses happen for you. But most importantly, is that you feel um, uh, that there's a sense of not only ease in certain poses, but there's also feeling a little bit of effort, but not so much effort that you hurt yourself. So, this is what we look for, that balance between finding that ease and finding balanced effort. All right, are you with me? Great. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start on our back. And again, if you want to grab something to lay down on, you can do so. I've got a blanket here. I'm just going to put it under my head. So I'm going to lay down onto our back. You can start out with your knees bent or straight, whichever you like. I'm just going to adjust my mic here. All right. So just getting comfortable just for a few moments here. Going to do a little bit of breathing exercises. So you can place one hand on your chest, maybe one hand on your belly, or on your side ribs. So just noticing as your breath comes in, feeling that breath moving in and down and up and out. Breathing in and down and up and out. Now feeling your ribs going wide with your inhalation and feeling them narrow with your exhalation. So thinking of the lower ribs going outward with an inhalation and narrowing on your exhalation. And we'll take 3 more like this. All the while, you might even feel your hands kind of moving up towards the ceiling, your ribs moving towards the floor. 2 more. Nice, slow, deep breaths in and slow, smooth exhales out. If your nose is clear, take this last breath here through the nose. Right. All right. And then release the hands to the back of one leg and draw that knee into your chest. Send your leg up to the ceiling and rotate your ankle. And then draw your knee back to your chest. Taking your foot to the floor, switch sides. Knee to chest. And then straighten it out to the ceiling, circling your ankle. And knee to chest. Let's take both knees to the chest. Lift your head and shoulders up. And then lower down. Take your arm alongside your ear and turn onto your side to face the screen. And we can use that blanket under the head. Your arms are going to be out in front, your knees out in front. And we're going to take this top arm, bring it across our chest and open to the back, and then come back. Bring your arm to your chest, open to the back. Adding breath, inhale as you send your arm behind you, and exhaling, bringing it forward. 2 more times. Just kind of moving. We're trying to work on getting some mobility into that upper back. Good. And then coming down. So take that top hand and reach it for your top ankle. Your knee can come to your chest. And you're going to bring that leg back behind and then forward. And behind and forward. You can use a towel here. One more time, bringing it back, and we'll hold it back this time. Bottom knees stays bent, and this bottom arm just wherever is comfortable. And now let's take our leg forward, grabbing your ankle or your foot, and bringing your head maybe towards your shin. And then lowering down, coming onto your back, hugging those knees to your chest. And then let's come up and we'll switch sides. So coming on to your other side, facing the computer monitor or the computer screen. And then bringing your arm back and forward. Inhaling, arm comes across and back. And exhale now. 3, 2, and 1. And then grabbing that top D, shin or foot or ankle, and bring your leg back behind you. So it's about in line with the hip. And sending your leg forward, holding on to your foot or ankle, bringing your head towards the shin. Great. All right, pressing yourself up. You can move the blanket off to the side or use it under your knees. We'll do just a few rounds of cat-cow. So you can add some head movement. You're arching and rounding through your spine, just lifting your chest, and then rounding, looking at your legs, and then looking forward. We'll do one more time. All right. And then come up to the knees, taking one leg forward. So if this bothers your back knee, you can lift up onto your leg like so. So either down or up. Okay. For this first one. So option is to come down onto the knee. If you're using a mat, you can fold the mat up and um, we'll just give you a little bit extra padding for the knee. We can also come back and have our shin down more than the knee. So this is feels better on my knee. If my toes are pointed back, it takes the pressure off of my knee and redistributes the weight on the shin. So that's an option for you as well. Let's take both arms up towards the ceiling and then exhale. Just settle in here, keeping those arms up, reaching the fingertips up, and then lowering your hands down. Let's do two more. Inhale, bringing your arms up. A little bit of gentle pressure in that front foot. Exhale here. Inhale, reaching those arms up. And exhaling, lower the arms down. We'll just do one more time. Inhaling, reaching the arms up, just going up as high as you like. Maybe your arms aren't up as high. Maybe you have your elbows bent. And then release the hands down. Let's bring the hand back down to the floor. Lift the back knee up if it wasn't already up for a lunge. So option is to come up onto your fingertips so that you have a little bit more support with the legs. So here the legs are going to be more active. All right. And then let's bring that back foot forward into a fold. Bring your hands up onto your legs so that your spine is long. You're going to press those hands right up against the legs. Long, long spine, chin towards chest, back of the head, long, neck long, and then release the hands down. Let's step the other leg back. And again, if you're staying up, then you can use your hands to support you to come into a crescent lunge here. Otherwise, bring your knee down. I will this first round. And again, pointing your toe back up onto the shin here. So let's do the arms. So big inhale, bringing those arms towards the ceiling. They may be more forward depending on your shoulders. They may be up here depending on your shoulders. You could also, again, like I said, have them bent. And then lower your arms down. Your palms can turn out or forward as you lift your arms. So there's some variations in the way that we move through our postures as well, depending on how we're built. Lower the arms. The next option is to turn your palms out and lift your arms up this way. So that's another option for the upper body. All right, wonderful, folks. Let's bring it down for a lunge. We're going to lift that back knee up off the ground here now. So if you were using blocks, you can use those blocks to make your arms longer like so. It gives you a little bit more support. It's still challenging, right? But it gives you a little bit more support. Okay, you got to push off really hard and then step those feet under the hips. So again, if you're using blocks, makes those arms longer, brings the floor closer to you. Otherwise, you can come down and your hands are to the floor or to your feet. And now let's lift halfway. So the hands come up onto the shins. Long, long spine. Feel the strength in not only your core. So using your exhale, you just start to tighten up your abdomen a little bit. Your navel draws up towards the ceiling and up to the back. Let's keep that engagement there in the core as we rise up to standing and then reach the arms up overhead and bring the palms together in front of the heart. All right, how we doing? Okay, let's keep going. We'll move through this just a little bit faster now. Okay, so palms or arms to your sides, standing tall. Palms can turn out here, just showing a variation. Let's bring your arms up to the ceiling. And then on your exhalation, lower the hips into chair. Your hips are moving back and down. Maybe coming lower, maybe staying up high. And then tip forward, bringing your hands down to those blocks or to the floor. Come up onto the shins, long spine, flat back, tucking the chin slightly. Navel up towards the ceiling. Release your hands down to the blocks or the floor and step one leg back. Bring those hands under the shoulders. Now we're going to stay up high here. Bring your hands up onto your thigh for support. Steady as you go. Pause. Take the arms out and up. Crescent lunge. And then take your hands down to the ground or the blocks and step forward and fold. Release your head down. Lift halfway. Arms straighten out. Hands on the shins or the floor or the blocks, depending on how long those arms are. And then fold back over your legs. Step your other leg back to the lunge. Use your hands for support to come upright. Push your feet down into the ground. Arms now come out and up. Crescent lunge. Take your hands down to the floor or the blocks and pause. Just catch yourself there and find your breath. If you're using blocks, you want to turn them down on the wide side and step back to plank. Bringing those knees down or keep them lifted. And then bring your hips back to the heels for child's pose. Resting your head on the floor or on the hands. If this is too much for the knees, lift your hips higher. You could even sit on a block. Staying on the knees, come forward. If you're using your blocks, your hands can be on the blocks. Bend your elbows back, coming into a little push-up. And then lift your chest, little cobra or an upward dog. Option to press into the tops of the feet, lift the knees, and you're in an upward dog. Bring those hips back. Downward dog, hands on the floor or the blocks. Take both feet toward your hands and fold over your legs. And come up halfway. And navel to spine as you fold over your legs. Now lower your hips down into a chair pose. Take your arms out and up to chair. Inhale, rise to standing. And exhaling, hands coming to the heart. Let's repeat our lunge, but we will add a twist. Are you with me? Let's do it. Arms going out wide. Big breath in. Look up. Maybe reach up full length of your body. Exhale, drop into your chair, your hips moving back and down. Take a look at your toes. Make sure you can see them. Fold forward over your legs, maybe hands to the floor. Lift up halfway. Navel draws up to the ceiling, so that will help protect your back. Release your hands back down. Step one leg back to that lunge. Your back heel comes up over your toes. If that bothers your toes, then of course move your heel back a little bit. Bring your hands up to your leg. Arms come out wide. Steady, steady, steady. Reach up and maybe slightly back. Maybe you have a little bit more warmth in your body. You can take it back a little bit. Okay, let's add our twist. So we reach forward away from our back heel and now twist over that front knee. You can bring your hands into a prayer position or clasp your hands. Your elbow or your tricep comes onto that thigh there. All right, take your hands down to the ground for safe landing. Step the back foot forward to a fold. Release your head down. Navel draws up to the spine, coming up halfway. Shoulder blades down the back. And then release your head back down. Step your other leg back to that high lunge. Find your steadiness as you press your feet down. Start to come up. Take your time. There's no rush. This is really all, like I said, it's a body-based practice. So let's take our arms up. Notice instability and stability between effort and ease. Find your length. Find your breath. And here's our twist. So reach forward. Reaching forward. That navel's going to draw towards the back wall as you come into that twist. Maybe again, you're clasping or your hands are in prayer and your head is in line with your spine. Take your hands down to the ground. Safe landing. We're stepping back to plank, moving that leg back, you can have your knees down for support, or if you're feeling stronger, stay lifted here. Let's bring ourselves forward slightly onto the tippy toes. Our elbows go back. And then we're going to flip over the toes for an upward dog. Maybe you're still on the ground. Using your core. And then flip back up over those toes to downward facing dog. We'll bring the knees down for child's pose. You could certainly stay in downward dog if you like. But I'm going to give you an opportunity to catch your breath and take a break. Grab some water. All right, wonderful. Let's find downward dog or happy puppy. Happy puppy, there's no weight on the wrist and your hips are back. Downward dog, your hips are up and back. Your arms are straight. There can be a little pressure on the wrist, so think about pressing those finger pads down. Walk your feet to your hands. Forward fold. Bring your hands to your shins. Navel up to the spine. Shoulders back. Come forward and down. Chair pose. Those hips come down towards the floor. It's like you're going to drop down onto a chair. And your arms coming up. Come all the way to standing as you bring your hands in front of your heart for a moment of stillness. All right. We're going to move into one warrior pose and then our balance pose. So this is where you may wish to have a piece of furniture. You can have a wall or a block. Anything that's close by that can help support you for half moon. The pose is called half moon that we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our legs out wide. We're facing the long edge of the mat, legs out nice and wide. So it's maybe just whatever is comfortable, but yet a little bit challenging as you take your feet out wide. It should feel stable though. Rolling the shoulders back and down. Bring your hands about chest height, shoulder height. Open your arms up. All right, now this leg here, closest to this floor plant, turn it out. All right, and let's come down into warrior two. Slow bend of that knee. So the knees more or less over the ankle here, right? So stretch out through those arms. And before we move into our half moon, let's take this posture over to the other side. So straighten up, turn your toes forward, externally rotate. So take this leg out, turn your toes towards the short edge of your mat, and then lower that knee down. You want to see that your knee is over the ankle, not moving in front of the. So this is pretty good here too, but we don't want to see it moving like that. Okay? So it should feel stable and yet a little challenging. All right, release those arms, shake them out, straighten out the legs. Okay, here we go. We're going to do our balance pose, but first that warrior two again. So turning your leg out again towards the floor plan. Opening up the arms. Exhale and bend your knee. Take your time. There's no rush here. We really want to tune in to our body's wisdom. Let's move it. So reach for your furniture, for your toes, whatever you're reaching. This arm is going to lay on your leg. You're going to push off, push off, push off. And then hand comes to the furniture or your block. Lift your leg. Here I am hiding in the plants. Lift the leg. Now take your top arm up. You could also have your back against a wall. That's a really nice option as well. All right. And then come down. One thing is actually easier to have the block. If you're using a block, have it in your hand already, ready to go. Okay. Let's do the other side. So we're going out quite wide. Turning your leg out. If you're using a block, you can grab it. Inhale, open. Exhale, and come down. You got it. All right. So to find that warrior, the half moon, back arm down. This just kind of helps you stay present with this back leg. This arm is going to reach, reach, and reach. Hand can come to the floor here. See, you're already halfway there. We're going to push off, push off, push off. Now I'm going to bring the hand forward and then lift my back leg. Top hand pressing down onto that leg momentarily, and then bring the arm up and turn your torso towards the screen. See, I even fall over. Pick yourself back up. No one ever said this was easy. But notice where your head is, right? It's present. It's right here in this pose. All right. Wonderful. Come on up. That's our big challenge for today. Something that you can practice when you're warmed up. It's a great pose to do near a wall, right near a wall. So you have the wall for support. We'll just keep practicing. You can replay this over and over again if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay. Okay, let's bring those feet forward, coming towards the short edge of our mat to wrap up. Okay, inhale, bring your arms up. Let's drop your hips down into a chair. And then fold over your legs. Bringing your hands to your shins. And release over your legs. Nice big stretch there. Now we're going to move into pigeon. You're going to step one leg back, your front foot. You can pick it up and bring it across or walk it across. I'm going to walk mine across today. Walking it across. And then I'm going to slide it back, point the toes back. My knee comes down now right near my wrist on the front side. My back leg now can come down to the mat. Point your foot and descend down towards the floor. Another option, if this is still too much, is to bend the back leg. And you can bring your forearms down onto a block or onto the mat. We're here for 1 minute. So encourage a little breathing, a lot of breathing, but smooth and regular breath. If you have some tension, if you feel a release, Breathe. Breathe smooth. Breathe into the area to release tension. All right, we're coming upright. Bring your back leg around, all the way around, all the way, and grab it with your opposite hand. So, hand to foot, press your leg straight out or slightly bent, your spine lifted, your back arm reaching to the opposite wall. You can even look over that shoulder past the fingers. Another option is to keep your leg pressing forward, foot in hand, opening chest. Beautiful. Come on around. Take that top knee on top of the other. So coming into cow face pose. If this bothers your bottom leg, the next option is to lean back and send your legs straight. So I'm going to show this today. Fingers behind, lift chest up. Use your fingertips to push yourself a little bit more forward, working on sensation in the outer hips. And if you like, your bottom leg has also a little hamstring stretch going on. And breathing. 2 more breaths. And coming on upright. Nice job. Okay. So this back leg now is going to be your pigeon leg. So this top leg, right? So you're just going to take it out to the other side, and then your leg goes back. Just like that. Voila. So this knee goes out wide. Okay. Widen it towards the side and back. Your foot can come in and then descend. 1 minute. Inhaling and exhaling. The body's breathing without you even thinking about it. But we can deepen the inhale, lengthen the exhale. All right. And then rise up. That was a minute. I know it didn't seem like it, right? Bring the back leg around. Grab your foot. And it matters not if your leg goes straight. What I want to see is your spine tall and then rotate. Option is to have your leg go straight, not leaning back like so, but upright, tall, and long. Coming around, top knee on top like so. Maybe bottom leg straight. Use your hands. Push yourself slightly forward so that your chest stays open as you come forward. So it's literally more of a hinging at the hips. And coming up. Unravel the legs. Take them into a V position with you can be here, here, or here. And same thing, you're going to use your fingertips. Press down lightly so that your chest moves forward. I can show this from the side, a little bit from the side, where you're using that pressure behind to send your chest forward. And you might find some of you could actually come forward a little bit more and down. It just depends. Everyone's different. You shouldn't be straining. You shouldn't feel like your breath is moving rapidly, your heart rate increasing. It should actually start to slow down. When we're not getting oxygen to our tissues, it becomes very difficult for healing or even for hydrating. So we want to hydrate the tissues in order to find flexibility, to release tension. Let's take 3 more breaths. And come on upright. Bring your legs now out in front of you. And we're going to bring our bottom forward a little bit so we're not quite halfway. Hold on to the back of your legs. Tuck under slightly so you have a little bit. You start to move that navel towards the back of your body as you lift one leg and then the other for both. And then your chest can open. You can send your legs up or bring your arms to your sides for 3, 2, and 1. Take your feet down, lift your chest, release your arms to your sides, forward, Navel moves back as you bring one vertebra at a time down onto the mat. And you get down and we'll stretch it out. So arms and legs going long. And bring one arm across your chest. Turn your head towards that shoulder. Other arm across your chest. Turn your head towards that shoulder. Come back to center now and slide your legs over to the corner of your mat. Matters not which side. And then you can stretch your arm up and over to that same side. One or both arms. You can take your ankle on top of the other ankle for a little bit more of a stretch. Walk your legs and arms to the other side. Release down. Walk your feet in. We'll do a bridge pose here. So feet about hip distance apart. Just kind of getting those shoulders underneath you. Press your arms down to the ground and lift your hips. And then lower down one vertebra at a time. Roll to one side, grab your ankle, quad stretch, moving your leg behind you like we did earlier. Come onto your back. Send that same leg to the ceiling. Lift your head and shoulders towards your knee or your shin. And then lower it down. Roll to the other side. Grabbing your top ankle, knee, or shin for the quad stretch. Moving your leg back behind or in line with your hip. It matters not where it actually goes, how far forward or back it is. Look for the sensation in the quad and the hip flexor, not so much the knee. And then come on to your back. Take that same leg to the ceiling. Lift your head and shoulders. And release down. Let's take both legs up to the ceiling, holding on to somewhere along the back of your body, your legs. Maybe your hips lift a little. Maybe your head comes up towards your legs. And hold that for about 3 more breaths. And then we'll take the hands underneath the small of the back. Start to bend your knees a little bit as you lower your toes slowly down to the floor. And you get there and release the hands and then release your legs. Coming in to our final relaxation. We've arrived. Yay. So we're here for about 5 minutes. So get yourself as comfortable as possible. You can have something over your eyes if you want. Have something under your head, under your back, under your knees. You could also be sitting, which I am going to do. And as was mentioned at the beginning of the session, talking about a heartfelt desire. So once you get comfortable, once you feel ready to drop in for this brief guided relaxation, I'd like to invite you to just first noticing your breath, releasing any dis-ease or uncomfortability to welcome in ease and comfort. And once you welcome that in, I'd like for you to invite a heartfelt mission. This is something that keeps you motivated, that keeps you moving, driving forward, that gets you up in the morning, that is a purpose in which you live by. What is that? What is that heartfelt purpose? That is sort of something that has been present maybe your whole life. It's something that is your guiding light. It's your North Star. It's what helps you determine the decisions that you make. Maybe it's actually something that you haven't yet figured out, but maybe it's calling to you. And affirm this heartfelt mission as if it's happening now. Not that it happened then or that it's happening in the future, that it's happening now. Affirming it in a positive sense. And then we'll state it 3 times. So it can be something like, I am a positive force in others' lives. I am healthy and well. So find that now. State it 3 times. You could even vocalize it out loud. And as you do this, noticing any other shifts, changes in your body, in your breath. Is there a sense of ease or joy that follows? And now begin to just let that settle in to your bones, to your cells, to every part of you, every aspect of your being. Just let it permeate, feel it, receive it, allow it to be in this moment, and then this moment and this moment. Take 3 deep breaths here through the nose, feeling the width of your breath, your torso, your ribs. Exhaling out, feeling that narrowing. There's no right or wrong here. Whatever feels the easiest for you, extend that. Either the inhale, moving to the end of that inhalation all the way, and then exhaling with ease to the end of that. One more breath. And release. And begin now. We'll start some movement again. So, however you are positioned now, maybe you're laying down, sitting, standing. Let's begin some movement. I usually end up needing a little head movement. Got some tension in my neck. Maybe some wrist movement. Anything else that calls to you, find that movement and begin to emerge. As you emerge, coming up into a seated position if you're not there already, and we'll close our time. With so much respect, I am so grateful that you've been here for the whole class. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be able to do this for you. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Let us know if you have any questions or concerns. You can also type something in the chat. I'll respond here. So I'll wait another 30 seconds or so because I know there's a delay. So if you have any questions, again, don't hesitate to reach out. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to share. Tell all that you know, all that you love about comeback yoga and what we have to offer. All right. Well, without further ado, be well until I see you next time. Have a great day.